So 2006, there was talk of a housing bubble, and that's not too dissimilar to where we're at today in the market cycle. Something that seems to follow Vancouver real estate through every decade. The headline was housing bubble trouble. What was that sentiment like back then? You know, I recall being very active in the market at that time, how it felt, but I'm very curious from your lens on how that changed what you were doing at that time.
You're absolutely right, Ryan. Whenever the market gets on a hot streak, we start to hear the word bubble. It's popular for media economists in anticipation of an inevitable softening of the market. You know, all markets, of course, have their ups and downs. But of course, the more durable our market, the less interesting this becomes. Of course, developers need to navigate these cycles, and of course, their time is short to medium. So from a consumer perspective, we think long term, but you know, we have great pride in the work we do to help our developers navigate those difficult short to medium term timelines. You know, if a consumer is thinking 4 to 5 years out plus, I think they can be very confident that with those time horizons, that the market will be resilient and continue to pressure upwards. Between 2002, 2008, Greater Metro Vancouver market was steadily rising. It did not see any weakness. So that cooling down that happened up to, was triggered by the 2008 global financial crisis. Of course, that was a catalyst, but it probably needed to have a bit of a natural cooling. But let's be clear, the market fundamentals kicked in, our population growth was still happening, and within 18 months, we weren't fully recovered, but we were firmly on the ground and heading in the right direction again.
I think that's the really interesting part, right, is that as much of the economies around the world really collapsed inward, they had systemic risk that had to be accounted for, but real estate in Vancouver and the Fraser Valley still continued to perform. It didn't become a non-market, it was still relatively liquid, it was transacting. I think what was really interesting to us though at that time is that we saw absorption rates steadily improve out of it, and we saw that within a very short period of time, full price recovery back to pre-recession standpoints. And then from 2012 all the way through to 2018, we had one of the biggest bull runs of Metro Vancouver real estate that probably we're likely to experience for some time.